yeah, we'll get some debates going soon. Y'all run up the likes, and then we will. Again, only join if you do. If you think that abortion is wrong, click the guest request to debate. Tupac, you're welcome to come up. Again, if you think that abortion is wrong, click the guest request to debate. How is everybody doing on this fine morning? Good morning, everybody. All right. Again, if you are watching and you think that abortion is wrong, click the guest request to debate. Thank you for the heart rate. I can't believe nobody's in the guest request right now. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. I know we still have a lot of time to see with some of the swing states, but I guess we'll find out. All right. If you are watching and you think that abortion is wrong, click the guest request to debate. What's up? How old are you?
45.
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't even have my shit plugged in. All right.
45.
Okay. Do you think that abortion is wrong?
Yes.
How come?
Well, when I was 17, this girl shacked up with me. We were together for 3 years. And I came home from playing pool one night, and she said, hey, I think we should have an abortion. And we did. And looking back now that I have kids, it was a big mistake.
Okay. Why is that morally relevant to all abortions? Because you personally think that it was a mistake for you?
Because I've seen other people that were my age after the fact, and they had the guts to take responsibility for their actions, and they had the kid, and I look at them now and I'm like, man, hats off to you for, following through. Like, if you have sex with somebody, man, you gotta take responsibility for your actions. If not, you're weak.
Responsibility, why?
Well, you just had unprotected sex.
Not everybody has unprotected sex.
Okay, so give me an example of why you think it's appropriate to have an abortion.
Why I think it's appropriate? I think that well, it depends on what you value. So what do you value in the fetus?
Life.
That's what it is. It's life. Yeah, it's a human. So what part of the human do you give it value?
The whole thing.
The whole thing? Are you against what's the word? Death row?
Am I against death row?
Yeah.
Well, if they've appealed it,
No, it's a simple question. Are you against death row?
No.
Okay, so then you're obviously not against, then you don't uphold to that. Then it's not just a human has value, therefore it should live.
Yeah, but
right?
They committed a crime knowing that they were, people that are in states where there's...
Yeah, I don't care about that. You don't uphold to just because it's a human, it has value. So what about the human has value?
Because the baby in the fetus hasn't committed a crime. They haven't killed anybody.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
what
it
about
does.
it doesn't, that's not my question. So what about the fetus has value?
The fact that it's going to become a human.
So potential for life?
Yeah.
Potential for life, why would that matter?
Because it's going to be a baby which turns into an adult.
So, if I have all the ingredients to make a cake, does that make me have a cake?
If those ingredients have been mixed together and it's in the oven, it's going to become a cake, bro.
But why does that matter?
Because that's what it's going to be.
But potential for life doesn't equal life. It's not always going to become life. So why does that matter?
Because of the potential.
Potential for life equals life. Therefore, that's what gives it value.
Yeah. Why would you?
So if the baby, like, just because it has potential for life, therefore it has value.
So according to your logic, if you have 10 people running a race and they're all at the starting line, potentially can win the race and win a gold medal. For me to step up interfere into that race and push them down or block them from winning the race, that's interference. They had the potential to win, so why would I step in? Why is it right for me to step in and stop them from even finishing the race?
I would say that that analogy is not like.
Sure, it is. The
It's not
baby,
analogous at all.
the fetus is at the starting line, and if it has the opportunity to finish the race, it becomes a human. So why should somebody step in and block that?
Because if we're talking about like bodily integrity for the woman having the right to choose, you're valuing the fetus over the woman's right to choose, right?
100%.
So you are valuing the fetus over the woman completely, regardless if she, regardless of like
the choice of the life, yes.
when it comes to the life of the fetus is more valuable than the human that's already alive.
No, they're both the same.
How can they be the same if you give them more rights than any other human being on the planet? Because what you're giving is the fetus, you're giving the fetus more rights than anybody on the planet by allowing it to like take nutrients from a human being and come against my bodily integrity without my choice.
Well,
I don't get to consent in this act of pregnancy anymore when you take that right away from me.
The person consented when they had sex and
No,
got
they
pregnant.
didn't.
Yeah,
No, they didn't. No.
How?
Did you consent when you get into a car accident? Did you consent to that because you got in your car?
Yeah, as soon as I get in the car, I am responsible for getting on the road. If something happens, if an accident happens...
You're not responsible for that, though. You define responsible. You're not responsible for the actions that happen on the road. Therefore, I'm also not responsible for what happens whenever I get pregnant.
You know
people
the
can
risk?
People can take all... Yeah, the risk is not equal to responsibility.
Yeah, as soon as you get...
Risk is not equal to responsibility.
I don't know too many people, like you haven't had a kid yet, right? So you can't speak on experiencing having a child and knowing. Plus two,
I can speak on lots of things, regardless if I've been through them. But you can't get pregnant, so then I could just turn that around and you can't get pregnant. So what the fuck are you speaking on?
The fact that I've actually had an involvement in an abortion, made a decision.
Yeah, and my mother had an abortion, so I also know how that affected her.
Yeah, but look, you're here today because she didn't. Thank God for that.
I could care less. I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, well, there are some babies, and it's been proven when they're about to be aborted, they fight back, and that's proven fact.
Say that again?
There has been proof that at some stages of a pregnancy, when the baby's about to be aborted, it fights back.
Yeah, and my position is after 24 weeks. Also, do you know when that time frame is?
It's been like 8 years since I saw that study. I have to go back, but
lots of things fight back. You understand bacteria fights back in the stomach. Like lots of things fight back. That doesn't give it a reason or value, right? That doesn't give it value. 24
weeks is how many months?
24 weeks is 6 months. That's when the fetus gains is able to deploy consciousness, which to me is what gives it value.
Crap.
That's what gives it value to me. Because, for example, I'll give you an explanation. Okay, so if I take my brain off, if I take my body off, take my head off, and I'd go put it on a robot, but I just keep my body and I put like a robot head on, am I still me? Would you say I'm still me with a robot head on and just a body?
With a robot head on.
Or would you say that the version of me that it has a robot body but has my head on it is me with my brain? Which one is me?
So the robot brain with your body, so there's no consciousness transferred over from you from being before? It's just a robot with your body? So
there's going to be a robot head on. If I take my head off,
yep,
and I put it on a robot body, there's two versions of me. The robot head in my body versus my head, my brain, my consciousness on top of put onto a robot body. Which one is me?
I would say the one with the head and the robot body.
Cool. So then you value the same thing I do, consciousness, to be able to deploy consciousness. because that's what I have in order to be valuable. Is my consciousness, my brain, my
You're saying
my
like
body.
you're okay with like a 4-month, 5-month baby being aborted?
What's up, Mac? Yes. What,
Holy
24
shit.
weeks? So it's like 22 to 24 weeks is whenever they're able to deploy consciousness.
Is that what Kamala was for too as well?
Kamala?
Sure.
I don't know her specific stance on abortion. I knew that she wanted to,
Reverse.
she wanted to reverse.
Oh, wow, man. Like even, so if your friend, let's say a friend of yours was pregnant and at 5 months you hung out with your friend and at first they were going to have the baby. So they're like, hey, feel the baby, feel it's kicking. And you put your hand on there and you feel it kicking. And then she calls you up like a week later, goes, you know what? I think I'm going to abort it. You'd be okay with that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Why is it so hard to understand? What did I tell you I valued about the human being?
Man, I just...
What do you value in the human being? It just being a human being, because you don't follow that, because you said that you agreed with death row, or for example, I can give you something else. Okay, somebody that's on that is brain dead, a brain dead patient. It should be illegal to pull the plug on a brain dead patient. Mac, feel free to come up if you want, man.
That isn't for like,
Or
so how
that's
long?
on life support, right?
How long have they been on life support?
It's irrelevant. To me, you have to deploy. So, like when we're talking about it's a conjunct. So past, future, past, present, future consciousness. So you have to have two of those. It's a conjunct. So for me, if you are able to have present, past, or future sentience, then you have value as a human. So with the brain dead patient, they don't deploy consciousness. So I would say that it's immoral to pull the plug on a brain dead patient. They're not here anymore. So what's the difference? Thank you, Mac, for the roses.
Yeah, I mean, that is the difference, is that the person on life support, if they're brain dead and the doctor says there's no chance for them to ever come back, if it was a...
No. Tupac, also feel free to speak whenever you want, man. I know I talk a lot, but you can also interrupt me.
I probably would keep them...
Okay.
I would probably keep them on for as long as I could, because you just never know, right? There could be a chance, even though doctors say it's impossible, they've been wrong before. So I would probably keep them on.
You would keep them on? You'd keep a brain dead patient on?
Yeah.
You do realize brain dead patients are dead, right?
According to the doctors, but you never know what can happen.
No, like that's what brain death is. There's no coming back from brain death.
No, not one person has ever come back from brain dead.
Well, there's been misdiagnoses, but like you could just stipulate that it is brain death, and you can answer the question.
Right. That's a very good point. Whoever just said that, is that Tupac?
No, it's not. It's not a good point for you, man. Look, she's asking you. She's asking you if it is in fact that the patient is brain dead. Is it okay to disconnect them or something like that? Right. We'll just stipulate that the patient is brain dead, and you can answer.
Yeah, but the point that you just made, you said that there's been cases where it was misdiagnosed.
They're extremely rare, but we're stipulating in the hypothetical that it's not one of those cases, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do you know it's not one of those cases?
Dude, it's a hypothetical. Just explain the hypothetical. It's not super hard. If a brain dead patient that has been rightfully diagnosed as a brain dead patient, can you pull the plug on them?
Well,
this isn't a hard concept.
There's a first for everything, and if it's never been done before, then I would still keep them on just in case.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
I support a.
If we did that, we could keep these patients alive indefinitely. We could open up LTACs for brain dead patients, fill up the entire country with these meat bags, just waiting for them to wake up. That would be absolutely insane.
Costs so much money. for the families and stuff like that because they're brain dead. So you'd be waiting for eternity because we can keep them alive. I mean, we have all of the resources to do so. So it's just kind of a really dumb talking point to keep them alive. Like, nobody does that.
Well, what if
they're
say,
brain
for
dead, you
instance,
pull the plug. You
let's
pull the
say,
life
for
support.
instance- Let's say, for instance, that nobody at that current time, when they are in that state, matches them for a heart or a liver or a whatever. And then all of a sudden the person keeps them on for like, I don't know, 2-3 years down the road. And all of a sudden a doctor says, hey, you know what? It comes up that someone actually could live. And then that person's
Are you
like,
talking about brain death or are you talking about heart transplants? Because those are two different things.
no, I'm saying, like, let's say, for instance, someone's brain dead and the doctor comes to them and says, do you want to pull the plug now or we'll let you just keep them on indefinitely? And the person's like, oh, I want to keep them on indefinitely. And so they keep them on for 2-3 years. And all of a sudden the doctor comes up to them and says, hey, you know what? 2-3 years ago, we didn't have
Do you know
max.
what brain death is?
So someone that's brain dead, their organs don't work?
They're dead. They're not alive. They are dead.
So their organs don't work.
Yes, they are completely dead. The brain, what does the brain do? The brain
What organ
talks
do you
to
think is
every
dead
part
in
of the
brain
body.
death? What is dead in brain death? What organ's dead?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Because when you said brain dead, I thought you were just talking like someone
You
was a
can keep
vegetable.
somebody's organs alive because of a machine, but their brain is dead. They are dead. They're
Yeah,
not
so-
coming. They are not coming back. But the machines keep their body alive.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
brain keeps the body alive.
What I
So
was
if they are
saying-
brain dead, they are not coming back to life.
No, I'm not saying that they were going to come back to get into life.
You're like conflating comas with brain death.
No. You misunderstood what I was saying. The person that is the brain dead would be the donor to somebody that could get their organs, is what I'm saying. So let me repeat what I said
Well, no,
before.
if you're saying that we could develop technology to keep bodies alive for harvesting organs for other people, that's great. We should do that. We just can't do that right now, right? Or it wouldn't be. It's just not going to be. Just not going to be feasible because of the money constraints that we talked about. But that's irrelevant to the morality of disconnecting them, don't you see?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if someone's brain dead and they have no potential chance of, if someone could convince me there's absolutely no way this person's ever going to have a life, then I would say pull the plug. But the fact that a fetus can potentially have life, I would say don't kill it
Why?
because it can potentially have life.
Why do you value the potentiality of something?
Because I've met people that are great people, and if they were aborted, I would have never got a chance to meet them.
Okay, that doesn't tell me what you value. Because potentiality, I would never value potentiality of anything. I wouldn't value the cake box that's sitting inside of my, and that is a fully developed fucking cake. I have to do that. But we're talking about the difference of a fetus and the mother having the right to choose here. So, like, you're valuing the potentiality of something over the woman who is alive right now and can consent to that pregnancy and what she should be allowed to do with that fetus inside of her.
I guess when it comes to potentiality, if you have a classroom full of people that have never been able to draw before, like they don't know how to draw, I value the fact that there's a potential that they could draw. I don't know why there's like.
It's not the same thing. We're not talking about the same things. That's not analogous whatsoever.
You said I don't value. You said that I value potentiality, of course.
Why? Why is the potential of this fetus that could potentially not be life more important when we're talking about abortion rights, abortion laws, more important than the human life that is here, that is sentient, that deploys consciousness? Why is this one more important than this one?
I'm not saying it's more important. I'm saying the same.
It is because you're against abortion, therefore you want to outlaw it. And do you know what happens when you outlaw abortion?
What happens?
Look at Texas right now. What's the maternal like rate, right, or not maternal? Sorry, all the rates of people dying.
Especially when we were talking about the amount of women. First of all, there was a 10-year-old girl that was raped. She had to go full term carrying that child. Like right now, they're trying to track where if women are leaving. That's fucking absurd. To go get an abortion, nobody would ever follow that. But or no other law is that like, do we do that? Like if you go to Colorado and you go, smoke something. Nobody's tracking you when you go into a different state, but they're trying to do that with abortion.
Yeah, I've heard that. My thoughts on the law are, and if you let me finish on this, because I know you're going to want to jump right on it, but my thing is with the law, when you look at other countries, that have harsh laws for stealing or anything. If the law in America was like, if you look at all the shoplifting that's going on, we'll use that as an example. If the law for shoplifting, if you get caught, you get your hand cut off, there would not be, people would not even chance it. So if the law is, abortion is illegal, I think a lot of people are going to be a lot more careful about having a situation where they could get pregnant.
Are you gonna be for like giving women more health care? Like, because what's happening is they're stripping away the health care. So they make it illegal and then they strip away the health care.
What does someone need for health care if they're pregnant?
If you genuinely wanted to stop abortions, then you would be giving like money to mothers that are pregnant, especially if you think that the human life is valuable at the point of conception, and if that's what gives it value is the potential, then you should be giving them money the moment the woman gets pregnant, right? So again, at this point,
why do they need money right away?
That's what you value, though. You think they're equivalent to being a full-grown baby. Like a born baby, you think that the fetus is equivalent to the born baby, do you not?
Morally, yes.
Morally?
Yeah.
Okay, so if they're morally equivalent, then why are you not paying the pregnant woman money from the jump?
For what is she going to use the money for?
For herself. I mean, she's pregnant.
Well,
so doctor's visits, like hospital visits. There's a lot that goes on to a woman when she's pregnant. Being pregnant costs a lot of fucking money. Ultrasounds, lots of shit.
Well, I'm trying to think because I've had 5 kids and I don't remember us going to the hospital
Mac,
too much.
thank you so much for the dinosaur. I appreciate you so much, Mac.
So I have 5 kids. And I don't remember us going to the hospital.
You obviously didn't go because women have ultrasounds and they go to the hospital for weekly check-ins to make sure the baby's okay while they're pregnant.
Weekly check-ins? No, that's ridiculous.
Not weekly, sorry, monthly. There's like certain periods and months when they go and get check-ins to make sure the baby is okay.
Do you guys? What state are you in?
I'm in Texas.
Texas. That's very interesting. I wonder what the
you didn't go to the you had 5 children and you didn't go to a fucking single doctor's appointment with your wife or your girlfriend?
So wife, the first child was born in a hospital, and
no, before that.
Before
that. You understand how much it costs to be pregnant? They literally have to check the baby monthly. Like there are monthly check-ins with the baby. You don't know this?
No. What I'm saying, if you would have let me finish, the first one was born in a hospital, so we had a doctor.
Yeah, most babies are born in hospitals.
Yeah, but that was our first one, and I believe we only went. There was the first time we went to see, the ultrasound and get the picture, and then there might have been only 1 to 2 times after that in the whole pregnancy to see a doctor. Then after that, I found out about midwives and doulas, and we went that route because they deliver babies every day and doctors only deliver them like once in a while. So if I was going to get a heart transplant or have a dentist, I'd rather have a dentist that works every day on teeth rather than once in a while. So we got a doula and a midwife, because they've got babies have only been born by doctors for the last 100 years or so. Before that, it was always midwives and doulas for thousands of years.
Okay.
So I don't know what the cost is in your state for a midwife or a doula, but I mean,
Don't care. That's not what
you
we're
know
arguing about. That's
do
not what we're
agree with
arguing
you.
about.
I do agree with you. I think that would be a phenomenal law to pass, so that if you are pregnant, you should get funding. I think that's a great idea. I don't know why anybody's not brought that up. That should be put on the Congress table right away.
Yeah, you pro-lifers should be doing that, but you're not. What you're doing instead is you're stripping our rights and then taking away like all the funding from places like Planned Parenthood and stuff like that. The only women don't have a lot of health care. The only health care we really have is Planned Parenthood, and then you want to. But I don't know. I don't feel like we're getting anywhere in this conversation anymore.
Okay, so before I go, don't take this the wrong way. What's your name?
AG.
Okay, well,
AG, good morning.
what
morning.
are you a guy or a girl?
I'm a girl.
Okay,
I'm a
'cause
woman.
What
the
the
other
fuck does it
person-
matter?
well, because the other person below here, they had said he. They referred to her.
Yeah, it's
as
okay.
he.
Tupac. I just met Tupac.
I didn't say
That's
he. I
okay.
said she.
Oh, okay.
I did not say he. Actually,
Well, I really appreciate your time. You are.
It says I'm a woman in a profile.
Question.
Hold on.
You-
Timmy wants to ask you a question before you go.
Yes, dude. What planet are you from? What planet are you from?
Oh, you're good, Tupac.
Next question.
I want to know where you think these women's don't have a right to say what goes on with their body. I'm going to tell you a little story. My niece just had a baby. My daughter has custody of that kid. Not that I don't agree with abortion. It's a woman's right, a choice, whether or not I was raped at gunpoint, molested.
Tammy, I really, really do appreciate you.
I'm sorry.
Just censor your words. I thought
yes.
you were gonna.
No,
I don't want to
my
like.
bad.
No, it's okay.
What?
Your
Yeah,
experience
no,
is
I was coming
important.
to a point. I was coming to a point.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, my point is when a woman is violated and that said woman is impregnated by someone that takes advantage of them and they're pregnant, such as I was, I didn't have to have an abortion because I had a miscarriage. Thank God. Because I was 13 years old. I was 13 years old and I had no idea. I actually was 12 when it happened. I had no idea that I was a victim. Okay? I was too young to even know what sex was, first of all. Second of all, when a woman is violated, it is she didn't ask for it, clearly. If if you get pregnant from someone that violates you,
You didn't
you
consent.
have every right to take steps to ensure that you are physically, mentally, emotionally, financially stable to take care of said child.
For
Now,
adoption.
do you think, hey, my daughter's going through adoption right now because my niece got pregnant and didn't want the child to begin with, but she was forced to have it because abortion wasn't legal here. But now he's in the system, less than a month old. He's a month old now. Less than a month old, but his mom didn't want him a week after he was born. His mom went to 1A because she was mentally unstable. She should have not, it should have been an option. This is a woman's right. Just like it's a man's right it should be a woman's decision on whether or not she wants to destroy, distort, or carry the child. It's not up to the government to say, no, you got to carry that child because you laid down and spread your legs. Well, no, not all the cases. Not all the cases.
So your daughter's going to raise the...
My daughters do a damn good job. Leave my daughters out of it. We're not talking about that. They're good moms. They work jobs. They take care of their kids. They're good moms. They're
No, but
excellent.
my
They wanted to
question
be
is
moms.
is she
They
gonna
wanted to be
raise this
moms, or at the
child?
time they would have had an abortion. Understand that. It was legal then.
No,
And
my
I would have
question
supported
was...
them.
My
I would
question
have
was...
supported them with
Wow.
or without a child.
My question is your daughter going to raise this child?
My daughter is raising the child. She has custody of him. She's going to adopt him because his mother didn't want him.
So fast forward
Crystal, that's false.
2, 3, 4,
Hey,
5...
I appreciate y'all, but we're going in circles, and I am going to move on to somebody else.
I
But
was just going to
appreciate y'all.
say, 10 years from now, she's probably going to love that kid.
Yeah,
so much that
she got the choice to do that. But what
And
you're
she's-
doing is taking away people's choices, and that's
She's
what we're
gonna be
talking about.
glad that it
We're
wasn't
taking
me.
away you're taking away
That's like
somebody's
us
choice.
shutting him up, putting him on mute. We would be
It's okay.
taking his
She's
voice,
going to be
right?
glad that he wasn't aborted. It's
Yeah, but she
murder.
got to choose. She got to choose whether or not she wanted to do that, and that was her choice. The difference is you want to take that choice away.
And if we muted him, he wouldn't have a voice, right?
Well, I'm out of here. Just don't do murder. Love y'all.
It's not. That's not definition
Dude,
of murder.
that is his.
Well, I
didn't
appreciate
need
you,
him
Tammy.
on-
Take it easy, okay?
You didn't need
I'm
him
sorry,
on
Lisa.
here anyway. He was just negative. He didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. Brain
Okay,
dead.
take it
Come
easy.
on.
It's okay, Tammy. I appreciate you. Take it easy. Let's see. I have this one person that wants to. This will be a good one for you, Tupac.
So was his view that he would have forced Tammy to stay pregnant at the age of 12? That was
Yes.
his view?
Yeah, he said put it up for adoption. What's up, Team Jesus? How old are you?
What's up? I'm 33.
All right. So, why do you think abortion is wrong?
Many reasons. Now, at what point do you consider a fetus a life?
It's a life at conception. What I value out of the life is if it can deploy consciousness.
And when
Fetus
do you
isn't a fetus
consider-
until 11 weeks of gestation, 9 weeks since conception.
Is that the
It's
consensus?
a pedantic point. Yeah, that's just like the term we use, that's all. It's just pedantic point, it's no problem.
Okay. So, if a woman who is 10 weeks pregnant is murdered and a guy gets charged with double homicide, why is that?
It's a weak point. It's the same reason that if you have a car and I break into your car, you didn't have consent. I didn't have consent to come into your car and break into your car. So same situation here. That person took over that woman's rights to that woman. That's her baby, right? So that's her fetus inside of her womb. What happens is in that legality there that you're talking
Yeah.
about is somebody took over that and didn't give them a choice. So it's not really a fair
Okay.
point to bring that up.
So,
I think it's
so,
it's a pretty null point.
it's a valid point.
Not really. A lot of people bring it up. I think it's pretty dumb considering the fact that you're talking about consent and that woman didn't have consent to be murdered.
Yeah, that's my point. So killing babies are fine as long as consent is given.
No, you don't have the right to harm somebody else, right? Like you don't have the right to harm that woman and her consent with that fetus, because that's her choice. That's her body,
Yeah, but
her
it would
body.
be fine
So,
if
but when
she
we're talking
killed
about
the
bodily
baby
integrity and
herself.
that woman's bodily integrity, and her choices to do with that fetus, that's completely up to her.
Yeah, that's my point. That killing the baby, it's not the act itself that's wrong. It's all about who consents to do it. So if the woman consents to do it, then there's no issue. It's not the act itself that you're arguing. It's the consent.
Well, I would say it's more about obligation, right? Mom may not have obligation to the embryo or fetus or zygote, depending on the context, right? Obviously, this is completely asymmetrical or disanalogous to, the unaliving of a pregnant woman, right? It's not like somebody is acting on their rights, right, to discontinue a trespass of their bodily rights. I mean, it's just completely like irrelevant, man.
Well, the reason I bring up the argument is because everyone's arguing two different points, right? So people that are pro-choice, they're arguing for the right over their body, whereas people who are against it, it's for the baby.
Well, look, the rights can be granted to both mom and the baby. They have all the same rights. There's no problem there. All right. You want to say that like a embryo zygote fetus has special privileges that, other people don't enjoy. And you can argue that. You just need to give reasons, right?
At what point do you consider the fetus to have consciousness?
It's 22 to
Well,
24 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know, but like that's a position a lot of people take.
Wait, you said we don't know? That's very important.
Well, there's a lot of evidence
There's stipulation around
that's
it.
supporting. Yeah.
Can we prove that consciousness isn't there from the moment of conception?
Yeah.
Well,
Can we prove that today?
You can't prove that Santa Claus isn't real either. Like that doesn't give you
I'm not talking
reason.
about Santa Claus. I'm talking about consciousness.
Well, my point is that like anything is logically possible except for things that like contradict
There's
logical
even a
laws.
0.00% chance that someone is conscious from the moment of conception, and this is the point where you value that life. How can you get rid of it if you're not 100% sure?
Because we make decisions every day based on probabilities, right? Like, for example, when we commit people to death sentences, right, that's based on a probability. When we, prosecute somebody with a crime, that's based on a probability, right? You have
Can't
to
know anything
also
for 100%
consider,
certain.
yeah, I mean, you also have to consider the harms, right? If your reason is that there's a 0.000% chance there's consciousness at the level of a zygote, well, we know that there is harm when you force a woman to stay pregnant, right?
No one's saying that.
That is what
Right.
you're
So in this whole thing here, right? Me myself, I don't believe in it. However, if say grape were to occur or some crazy stuff like that, I can understand that. Health reasons. Today, though, that's the number one thing. Open legs, yeah. Let me receive the sperm and yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it.
Who causes all pregnancies? Who's the source of all pregnancies?
Both parties.
Who gives the
Right.
sperm?
Unless grape occurs.
So
women
a
open their
woman can
legs.
only get pregnant once, but a man can go and pregnant 10 women. Okay? So
Yeah.
who should we hold more morally responsible because a man can't get pregnant?
There is no.
You're trying to hold the woman more morally responsible than the men who can impregnate 10 women. But the woman can only get pregnant once.
I'm not
But
understanding.
you're sitting here saying that close your legs, like as if it's just purely a woman problem.
I mean, closing legs, right? Or a man. Maybe men should just say, you know what? Most women nowadays, they're gonna take your seed, let it grow a little while, then kill it. Stop having sex with them. If you truly don't believe in this, right? Let's not even hold women accountable. Let's hold men accountable. Stop having sex with women that are just gonna pop Plan Bs and kill your babies whenever they want.
That's fucking absurd. Do you think that men don't are also not pro-choice and also say I don't want the baby?
Inferior men.
Inferior men.
Yeah, because the whole thing is sex. Yes, there's pleasure in it.
Jessa.
The whole point is to have sex to create life.
Yeah, says who?
Sperm goes to egg.
Yeah, those are
Conception.
functions. But you're implying purpose, which would imply a creator. So
Okay.
who says that that's the point of sex?
Okay. So
Would a biologist say that? Because biology doesn't have purpose. Biology has functions.
okay, we'll take God out of it or creator, whatever.
No, I'm asking you the question. You're the one that said that.
Well, you're saying that we're just here. Sex has no point, but yet we can have babies.
No, it has functions. It can do several things for people. Pleasure, have children. That's subjective. That's up to you to to like deploy that purpose onto something. But when you're talking about specifically this, when you're saying that a woman should close her legs if she doesn't want to get pregnant, it's fucking absurd.
Or men should stop having sex with women who want to pop Plan Bs, which are the majority of women nowadays.
Yeah, give me that
have
stat.
abortions.
Give me that stat.
Why is it sad?
What is
No,
your
give
point,
me the
man?
So
stat.
that's it's better
I said,
to,
give me the stat. Give me the statistic
What-
for that. Or is that just
what-
your own opinion?
What's the statistic?
Yeah, what's the statistic for women just want to pop Plan Bs all the time and just have sex?
Majority of women.
Yeah, where's the statistic for that?
So that's my opinion, right?
Yeah, that's what I asked you. Is it just your opinion,
So-
or like it's just off the dome?
Yeah, we can't prove that. We can't.
Okay, so
prove
then
the
why would
statistic.
then? Okay, then cool. Throw it out the fucking door. It's a useless point. Move on to another one.
Okay.
What's your point, man? You're like all over the place.
I'm not all over the place. I'm responding to what you guys are saying. Right? The whole issue, the topic here is why is abortion wrong? Right? There are different reasons. You guys are arguing that it's the woman's choice what she does with her body.
Not just
And
that. I know there's several talking points when we talk about abortion. There's two separate issues here.
And then the main thing that happens here, women who get abortions for rape or other health reasons, what are the statistics on that? Because you're speaking as
Dude,
if
you
it's
are
the
all over the
majority.
place. You're so tangential. Can you just like tell us why abortion is impermissible?
I don't understand big words. Can you make it simple for me, sir?
Yeah, you're all over the place, man. Can you just say why? Tell us why abortion is impermissible.
You said what?
Why abortion is not allowed. Why it's bad.
Many reasons.
You've already said that, so give me a fucking reason.
You're killing a baby. Is there a point where you don't agree with it? Is there an age
Yeah, I
limit?
told you past 24 weeks.
So-
Like the medical consensus is 18 to 22. It's either 18 to 22 weeks, 18 to 22 or 24. And I'll even go to 18 if you want to go bare minimum. If there's deployed consciousness at 18 weeks, then I would say that it's morally impermissible.
Is that what all women want? Abortion up to 24 weeks and not a moment
And then,
after?
well, that's for elective abortions. I would say that I would give the like in the case of grape, in the case of
Not in the case of grape or
incest,
anything
in the
extreme,
case
just
of-
straight up abortion.
okay, well, straight up abortions include those statistics. Those are hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people. So, like, when we're talking about these percentages of people that go through these things, like, we have to also account for those people. That's why we're also fighting for this. Because you guys want to get rid of the small percentage, but you want to talk about the small percentage. You guys want to go, well, is 9 month, the third trimester okay? Also, like, rarely ever happens. But you want to hone on that point. But whenever I bring up the percentage of grape statistics of women that can't now get an abortion for that, you
No,
all of a
the-
sudden
the-
don't care about that.
The reason I'm asking that, right, is because you want the abortion, but what are the rules to it for everyone? Is there going to be
My rule would be the moment that I'll give you, like, since it's 18 to 24 weeks, is that a complete consensus on, like, when in there? So I can go down to, like, I'll give you 18 weeks, okay? So 18 weeks, I would say, just for straight up elective abortions, then I would give the full, like, 9 months for the cases of the woman's health, the grape, and then Schwincest, or, like, all that stuff. Those are where I would give the actual limits of that. So that's because you can't really give a timeline on those, in my opinion. And I feel like it'd be fucked if a woman got raped and is choosing, that we outlaw after. You got to choose within this time frame. I don't really care about that. That's a she got raped or was essayed for that. And then not only on top of that, if we're talking about the woman's health, that can happen in third trimester. So can't really put a time limit on that either. But if we're talking about elective abortions, I can grant you 18 weeks being the earliest. Just in the case that the baby, the fetus, deploys consciousness at 18 weeks.
And I don't know the statistics on this, but most women, they would love to have the choice because the whole argument is it's their body. It doesn't stop being their body when the baby's 8 months, 9 months. So since it's their body, they want to have the choice to terminate whenever they choose.
Yeah, there's lots of different talking points. So yeah, I can agree with, like, why do you disagree with that?
Why do I disagree with that?
Yeah, her
With
body.
a woman? With
Yeah,
a woman
yeah,
having a-
with a fetus that is taking on her nutrients, a woman being able to like protect her bodily integrity.
because
It's her
it creates-
choice. It's her consent. Her consent is involved in a pregnancy. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you would be pro-choice if you think consent is involved in pregnancy. So if consent is involved in pregnancy, what is the definition of abortion? The termination of a pregnancy, which means she revokes her consent for being pregnant.
I think we overcomplicated this. And what happened is maybe we have too much choice and we've made,
Too much choice.
yeah,
It's like outlawed in like 20 states right now. What are you talking about? Like,
well, because you're saying sex is just a function, right?
it is
we're
just a
not-
function. You're the one that is applying purpose to it. So what purpose, like where is the purpose coming from? Purpose is subjective. So where is the purpose deriving from? Because that would imply a creator is
Because
giving it that.
If we live in this world, right, that you want, where abortion is just legal everywhere, right? Now we just have a world where everyone's just having sex, having babies, aborting them.
Okay, and?
What kind of world is that to live in?
One that a woman gets like bodily integrity over her.
She has choice. She could do what she wants, right? But now it's
I don't
just
understand why your question is relevant here. Like, what kind of world do we want to live in? Like I said, we can put limitations on this. That's the whole conversation. Is since it's been overturned,
but
like
there
we
there
can
are
put
no-
limitations
there are
on
no
this.
Limitations.
What?
That's not what's being argued.
Yes,
Women
it
wanna
is.
be able to
Yes, it
abort.
is.
For you, perhaps.
No,
Right?
that's the majority of the argument. Have you been on any other pro-choice live?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I know that the opinions vary because people vary vary in general. I mean, there are people that think IVF should be illegal. There are people on your side that think like lots of things should be illegal. That we shouldn't, like IVF is fucking nuts. There are lots of people that think that grape shouldn't be like allowed. That you shouldn't like that abortion shouldn't. Like in every case is wrong. Doesn't matter. So on your side of the aisle, you also have extremists. I would say my position is less extreme, considering the fact that I don't say third trimester abortions should be completely legal, like only in the case of certain, like I said, grape,
yeah, but
shincest, and
that's
shit like that.
you.
And
That's you.
Okay,
Most
yeah,
people
and-
that I've come across.
I don't know
who
why
are
you're saying this. You are
pro-choice.
debating me. I don't know why you're saying this. You are debating me.
I'm debating the topic of abortion.
Well, you're debating the topic of abortion with me. So I don't
Okay.
know why you're appealing to majority right now.
What?
Why are you talking about the majority or other people? Why are you talking about other people when you're debating me on why abortion is wrong?
Okay, fair enough. I get what you're saying. Even though you are the minority of how you're thinking.
I'm not the minority. I am not the minority.
So you're saying the majority of people think like you who are pro-choice?
Yeah, the most pro-choice arguments are yes.
I disagree there.
Okay, cool.
Most pro-choice.
That's why I don't.
people-
That's why I think this anecdotal bullshit is
extreme.
irrelevant to the conversation. We're arguing about abortion. You're supposed to. The debate is whoever's more logically sound. So I don't know why the fuck we're talking about other people right now.
Because your potential, the very thing you don't value, there isn't a single person on this planet that didn't come from potential, yet you don't value it.
I value the yeah. I'm not talking specifically about potential, but like we can talk about potential for like well, I wouldn't even say potential, but I like value the potential for like past, present, future. It's a conjunction of the like to deploy consciousness. That's what I value. So you have to have, it's a conjunction of past, present, future. So if you can hold one of those, or hold two of those, so that's present, future, present, and past. If you can hold two of those, then you are valuable as a human. That's
How
why
do you hold
you
up
pulled
past consciousness?
past consciousness.
Yeah.
If you're in a coma.
Oh. And what's future?
Future is also coma. Like it's future and past.
So a coma's future and past, and then present would be
Like
us.
you can't just hold future consciousness. I don't value just future consciousness. I value a conjunction of past, present, and future consciousness.
And this goes
conjunct.
back to the beginning when I said, right? None of us can determine when consciousness comes into being.
We can, but not. We can't determine everything with 100% certainty. But if you, the major consensus amongst all of the
If you don't
like
breathe
major.
oxygen, you'll die. We know that.
Okay, cool. I don't like. I don't. What's your point?
There are some things that we can prove 100%, yet we can't prove this 100%.
I mean, we can go based off of definitions, but like, yeah, this is still being studied. Like,
So this is where my logic isn't flawed, because I'm not trying.
yeah,
to
because
be
you're a
the
fucking
knower.
wall. Yeah, it's
No.
pretty. Your argument's pretty easy. You think that offing a fetus is bad. Period. That's your argument.
No. It's
That's your
about
argument.
No, my argument is about consciousness. If you guys could say, you know
No, it's
what?
not. Yours is not about consciousness. You
If
don't
you-
care about consciousness.
Yeah, actually, I do.
Then
That's
you
why
would be
you're not
on
letting
my
me speak
side.
my
Then you would be
point.
on no. Then you would be on my side if you cared about consciousness. If you cared about
How-
deploying consciousness and sentience,
How
because that's
can
what I value
be
from
on
the
your
human
side
life.
When you still haven't told me you found a way to 100% determine when it comes into being. If you guys came up with
we can't 100% determine most things.
if we go underwater for over 10 minutes, right, we're gonna drown.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, you're talking about like death, yes. But when we're
One-
talking about things
one
that are
day-
complicated with the brain, we can't 100% be certain about
Okay.
most things.
How about this?
And also,
One
some
day-
people, by the way, what you just said was wrong, because if you do go under, there are plenty of underwater divers. They go underwater for
Yeah, I was
way
making
longer
a
than 10
point.
minutes.
You got
So-
my point why I was making it, right? So here's the thing. In the future, let's say in the future we come up with technology that can determine the precise moment consciousness comes into being. Will you change if it says, you know what, day one, that's when consciousness comes in?
Well, we've already done the brain scans to say that if it's
No,
day
I'm-
one,
I'm
it's
saying-
not consciousness.
I'm saying different technology, right? Because there was a time where if women would be swimming, they were considered witches, right? So it's
Yeah, that's not analogous whatsoever. We're talking
So
about the
as
human
it-
brain. We're not talking about fucking witches.
My point is, as advanced in technology as we are today, we're just as smart as we think we are. Our beings in 100 years from now, they're going to look back at us like, oh my gosh, they thought they knew all these different things. So whenever that point comes, and I may be wrong, maybe we do have it right now, but if there ever comes a point where we can 100% prove when consciousness comes into being, and they say it's at 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever week, will you say, okay, I'm cool with abortion up until that point? Or will you still leave it at, what was it, 15, 18 weeks?
18. I just don't get your point here. Tupac, do you have anything to say about this? I don't know if you're still riding your bike or if you're there, but
My point is, we have a high probability to think when consciousness comes into being, but it's not 100%. One day we will.
it's a
be
major
able to know-
consensus that it's 18 to 24 weeks. The major consensus of the brain scans. Like we already
look,
know
so-
when the yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah, so the hypothetical is going to be that, like, for somehow in some topsy-turvy world, we determine that consciousness deploys at day one. I mean, that's insane, but, listen, we could just say, right, well, this consciousness likely isn't at the level of what we would value. It's going to be just like this blank aboutness state without any reflective conscious mental states. And you could just stipulate, well, let's just say that the consciousness is the same as a newborn, right? Well, that's still going to be okay because we can supplement the abortion argument, which is the bodily integrity rights, right? Which is the main argument for abortion anyway. So both sentience or the lack of sentience and then mom's bodily integrity are complementary reasons why abortion is going to be justified at, whatever week, depending on the argumentation. So, I mean, that wouldn't help, right? The abortion position, like for me at least, it would definitely.
That's not, well, that's for you. I was speaking to the host. She made it clear I'm debating her. And
You're
the
debating
whole-
us. Like, I mean, Tupac's on the panel. You came up knowing that Tupac was speaking before. I'm saying,
well, I
what I'm
didn't
saying
know
is
that.
you're talking to me. I don't mean specific. Like, you don't have to be so black and white.
Okay, but
Look, there's like this idea that like when you're pro-choice, you need to pick sentience or bodily integrity. Right? Some people just say sentience just because they have a strong reason to believe there's no sentience. It's just not even like
no. So for me,
to argue
I
But
call the consciousness
listen, man, come
also.
on. Hey, dude, come on. Like, listen, most pro-choice arguments are bodily integrity, especially in the literature, right? So a pro-choicer could just lean on that, right? I actually grant that, like, there's value at the level of zygote, right? When I argue for abortion, I just grant everything I possibly can to the pro-lifer, and it still turns out that abortion is permissible, on my view at least.
So even if you believe that consciousness could be at conception, because there's no body yet, then that means we don't have value until we're considered to have value by others?
No, look, I actually grant some level of value at like all stages,
just not
like
high
regardless of
enough.
sentience.
You don't deem it high
Exactly. Yeah.
enough.
It's just not valuable such that the obligation is that mom owes 39 weeks of gestation, delivery, and separation trauma.
So
Right.
you even can consider, you'll say, okay, yeah, it's alive, but it doesn't have hands and feet yet, so who cares?
Well, it's not because of hands and feet, but I actually have to
what
go
is it
and take care
specifically?
of my. Well, I told you, like, well, Well,
In
I'll
small
say this.
words, the big words hurt my head.
Well, the lack of sentience is a big part of it, right? That's a big part, but it's also because I don't think the obligation, if any obligation, I do think there is a small obligation mom has to zygote embryo fetus. It's just not large enough.
So,
Right?
so
The
sentience,
duty is just not large enough such that she needs to stay pregnant and deliver.
all life is valuable, right? And what we also
Appreciate you,
forget,
Tupac.
what we also forget is that
Yeah.
living beings are separated into plants and animals, right? So plants are living, they're not sentient, but if we destroyed all of them, we'd be dead.
Yeah, look, that's just a reductio on your view. Why is a zygote important but not a sperm? Sperm are alive.
And I never said they're not important. This is why I also said,
Okay. Well, do you have little sperm ant farms in your room because you don't think it's okay to let them die in your sock?
no, I just
Sorry
keep
for the
them on my
moment.
balls.
Oh, okay. All right. I actually have to go. Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah. They have their own community there, you know. I don't know what they're doing. I let them live. Yeah. I don't waste them. Right? So, if we're just going to argue sentience,
No, I
Well, let's
didn't just
just
argue
destroy all the
sentience,
trees.
dude. What did Tupac just say to you?
What
There
he's-
are two major points I made to you: bodily integrity, and then sentience, what I value out of the fetus. So like if you said like what Tupac was saying, if you said, okay, let's say we can in a new world that or we 40 years down the road that all of a sudden we find out that the fetus has first day it deploys a sentience. Okay, cool, fine. I still think the bodily integrity of the woman is more important than the potential for the fetus.
so see, that was my whole point. What it comes down to, even if we determine that, yeah, the baby is alive at this point, they have sentience, what's more important is the the woman's choice.
No, it's not. There's not more importance to either of them. They're both arguments. You gave me an argument and said, what if we find out that on
Yeah.
day one that they had deployed consciousness?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, then I would lean on the other argument. And that's what we were talking about with Tupac. Did you not listen to that?
What do you mean by lean on the other argument?
We have two arguments. They're equal. So if you say I just get rid of the other one, and I stand on the bodily integrity.
What do you mean by bodily integrity?
Bodily integrity would be like you don't have the right. I'll give you an example. So, if I have a 2-year-old standing in front of me, they don't have a right to my organs. They don't have a right to my. I'm trying to think of the word. Sorry. my resources. None of them have a right to my resources. That's my you can even like ask, like, have you heard the byline argument?
Well, I agree with you there. No one has a right to
What's
tell
up,
you
Ian?
what to do with your body.
But you're literally trying to do that.
No, I'm not.
You're pro-life.
Actually, and here's the funny thing is we put a line down the middle. We can be on both sides. I don't want anyone to touch your body without your permission. Right? That's never okay. And that's going to be the first thing. We are all sovereign beings, and no one should be able to tell us what to do with our bodies.
Well, I mean, you are literally trying to tell a woman what to do with her body.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
don't
you
kill
value
one that's in yours.
you value the potential of the fetus over the woman who is currently here deploying consciousness
We're all
and her bodily integrity. You
but
care
we
more
just-
about the fetus than you do about the woman's bodily integrity and the woman's like her well-being. Than you care more about the fetus than those things.
No, I never said that.
Yeah, you do. That's what being pro-life is. Pro-life,
so-
pro-life means that you care more about the fetus than the woman.
No, that's not
Yes.
true. And
Do you
there's
want?
the-
You said abortion is wrong, correct?
So, does abortion result in the fetus, whatever, dying?
That's what abortion is. It's a termination of a pregnancy.
And this is where it gets tricky because, yes, I believe no one should tell anyone what to do with their bodies. Anyone.
Well, you are when you tell a woman that she can't like protect her own bodily integrity. That
I'm not
she gets to
telling a
choose.
woman what to do.
Yeah, when you
just saying,
when
don't
you
kill
outlaw
something.
abortion, that's exactly what you're doing. You are forcing her to be pregnant. And same thing with the 10-year-old that was
What?
raped. That's what you're doing. What do you think she has to do?
Okay.
If she cannot have an abortion, she is forced to uphold that pregnancy and possibly die because
women who this doesn't affect.
women that don't have sex.
Exactly. Nuns
Okay,
do not
cool.
care about this at all.
Okay, cool. And guess what? I'm a lesbian. I can't get pregnant, and this still affects me because it affects the people around me. So it doesn't matter who it affects. And also, reaching for like nuns and saying that you should just refrain from sex is absolutely absurd. We already know that sex is like a really good thing for most people. We can see the neurochemicals and what it releases in your body.
Is it really good?
Yes,
Or has
go
it
read the
become a
studies on it.
drug?
Go read the studies on it. It is good. Now, when we're talking about practicing safe sex, that's what's important. We should practice safe sex because we have STDs in the world. That's important.
Isn't there like a hormone release that makes you fall in love with someone when you have sex?
No, not everybody.
Not everyone, so just some people? So the people
No,
where that
actually,
does
I would need to
happen,
look
do you
that
think
up
they should
because
just
I've
be
never-
having sex with everyone?
No, I would say that that's subjective to the person, and for you to for you to put that on everybody is absurd.
No one should tell women what to do with their bodies, and no one should kill anyone. And if we determine that something is real from the moment of conception,
Okay,
There shouldn't be a-
conception could be live, but I'm arguing where does the value come from in that life? Because I could argue with you. Do you think that do you agree with death row?
okay.
So where in there is the value of the human being? That is more important because what you're doing is you are deploying, you're giving more value to the fetus than any other human on the planet.
Okay,
because
so
nobody
how
on the
about
planet
this?
has more rights than this fetus because nobody else can live off of my nutrients without my consent. So you would be allowing more. Sorry, excuse me.
All right.
You would be allowing
Here-
more rights to this fetus than any other human being on the fucking planet.
Because the potential of what it will be. How about this? Let's say that from the moment
Potential
of conception.
doesn't matter.
Let's say
Potential
from the
doesn't matter. That's not a good argument point.
Well, let me just prove that your logic is flawed right now. Let's say from the moment of conception that a woman just is instantly, the baby's just full term. You have sex and boom, 9 months, just boom. Let's just say that's how it worked. But you didn't want that. Is it still okay because it's your body and no one should touch your body and tell you what to do with it? Would it be okay for you to just say, yeah,
Say that
goodbye?
one more time. Say that one
So-
more time.
Let's say that from the moment of conception, not even say 9 months, let's say vampire babies, you watch movies, they grow faster, like in Twilight, whatever. So let's say you from the moment of conception, there is a heartbeat. There are hands and fingers, and that's how it went, right?
Yeah, but that's not what we value, because not everybody's born with those things, or their heart fails and they have to be on something else. Like, that's why your argument is flawed. Because what I value is consistent. What you value is not consistent. Not everybody's born with two limbs. Not everybody's born with a heart that consistently works. They have to go live in a hospital. So what I value is more consistent than what you value.
No, I'm not talking about irregular.
That's not what makes a human being to me. What makes a human being to me is them being able to deploy a conjunct of past, present, and future sentience. That's what's valuable to me. If you don't have that, then like, again, a brain dead patient.
Okay, so
we pull the plug on the brain dead patient.
From the moment of conception they had that, would you still be okay with it?
No, I just lean on the bodily integrity, because I also think it's a really, really strong point. Nobody on this planet has more rights than the fetus to be able to live off of my nutrients, what I possibly have. Nobody can lean on me. The 2-year-old doesn't have rights to my bodily integrity. Nobody. For example, I'll give you another example. So do I have an obligation to, if there is a child drowning 1,000 feet out in the middle of the ocean, do I have an obligation to then go save that child and risk
Absolutely not.
But that's risking my bodily integrity, okay? So that's what I'm not exactly against your point, okay? So my point
you're looking
is
at it at a completely logical standpoint. If you were an excellent swimmer, right? And you see a child
You're not understanding. The point is bodily integrity, okay? Do you know what that means?
Yes, I fully understand your point. What I'm saying is, could you be a little bit kinder?
That's just how I talk.
No, I'm speaking with your argument. Let's say that you just had a child and you're feeding your child, and you're breastfeeding, you're walking and stuff, and you see a baby next to a trash can crying and hungry. Would you feed the child, or you'd be like, man, you don't deserve my nutrients? And
if we're talking about a born baby that has, then I would say you have some sort of obligation there. Absolutely, I can grant you that. But where does the obligation end? Okay, so where does the obligation end? Let's say I don't have the resources to do that. Should I rip my skin off and feed it to the baby?
No,
okay, so then so cool. What you're asking of women is to give up her entire resources on the edge of death, permanently destroying her body, removing her consent, removing her bodily integrity, to do these things. Okay, and you're removing her choice out of the matter, and you're saying you're forced to have this. You're forced to have this baby. Yeah, because that's what you're doing.
I'm saying you have to do it. I never said that.
That's typically the argument. It's obligation.
That's it. With pro-choice, pro-life, everyone's just on one side of the fence or the other, right? No one should tell anyone what to do with their bodies. At the same time, no one should. But
you're literally trying to tell a woman what to do with her body.
I'm just saying don't. I'm saying just don't kill what's inside.
Do you think that abortion should be illegal?
What I think is that no one should kill anything, and if abortion is killing something,
nobody should kill anything.
Now,
so if somebody came into your house, broke into your house, and put you at gunpoint, you shouldn't off them to save your life.
That's completely different.
Then you shouldn't make that argument, because your argument was dumb. So then you should make a more rational argument, you shouldn't unjustly murder a human being and then justify that.
Let me reiterate: no one should kill anything unless it's like self-defense or to protect themselves.
Cool. Bodily integrity is self-defense.
So having a baby, it doesn't kill you though. It may take nutrients from you.
Okay, do you know what happened? Do you know what happened before we had modern day medicine? Do you know how many women were offed until modern day medicine about being pregnant?
Pregnancy was a thing where a woman could die.
They still do. They do every day. They die every day.
Not as much as they used to.
Because of modern day medicine, but they still do every day. Yeah. They do every fucking day they die. Look at the rates in Texas right now. That's the state I fucking live in. The rates in Texas are disgusting because they will not give women healthcare. Women are dying like all over the place.
Yeah, that is stupid, right?
But that's what you're fighting for. Your side of the aisle is removing all of this. You're removing all of the care for women when you remove this specific thing. There's nothing that's like backing this up. When they removed abortion from Texas and it's illegal in Texas, do you know what happened? There's no extra health care for women. They just stripped health care from women. You're not giving them extra resources, money resources to keep to get them to maybe have the baby. If you're actually against abortion, then maybe we should be giving resources to women that say let's say it's an elective abortion. Then we should be giving women that come in and say I don't have the money for this. Then we should be giving them money so that maybe they'll keep the baby if they want it. But let's say they don't want that. Then we can talk about those things. But for example, when we're talking about specifically a 19-year-old girl just died in fucking Texas a few days, last week or something, because the hospitals refused to remove the dead fetus inside of her. This is what your side of the aisle has done.
So, right, and I never said I agree with that, right? Now, here's the crazy thing. If the bodily integrity is the most important thing.
I never said that. You keep saying that. I've never said that. I said that they're equal. But you keep arguing, well, what if this goes away? We're going in circles.
You're saying that they're equal, but if it comes to
You're not understanding. I'm moving on. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand how nobody's fucking tracking. What's up? How old are you? Hello? Hello? Okay. All right.
Right.
How old are you?
I'm 18, mate.
What year were you born?
2006.
What month?
June.
I think you're not email. Okay.
So,
You think-
why is abortion wrong? Let me explain. That is a life. That is someone's life there. Yes, if it was a concept of rape, maybe abortion...
You can't say that word. You have to say grape.
Oh, my apologies. Sorry, TikTok. If it was from grape, yes.
Okay, so what's the difference? What's the difference between that fetus and the elective abortion? What's the difference?
The difference is, if you got pregnant and you just realize after, oh, I can't look after this child, that's your problem. However, if it was from...
What's the difference between the life? What's the difference between the life in the grape instance, and then what's the difference between the life in the elective abortion instance where they don't give you a reason? What's the fucking difference?
One brings back trauma, and one is completely different.
How is it different?
Accident.
How is pregnancy not traumatizing?
Pregnancy shouldn't be traumatizing.
How would you know? Pregnancy is
I
traumatizing.
have a girlfriend. I have a kid.
Oh, okay, cool. But when we're talking about trauma specifically, we're talking about bodily integrity of the woman that has permanent damage on these women. Pregnancy is very pregnancy.
I don't know
yes,
where
it
the
is.
fuck you're getting your information from.
Pregnancy has permanent damage on women's bodies.
Okay, give me an example.
So when we're talking about, I'll just give you some actual statistics.
Someone just put stretch marks. Stretch marks, they happen. You can just remove stretch marks.
I didn't say that, so stop reading the comments. Okay, this is from, hold on one second. Okay, so this is from Harvard. So I was reading, somebody sent me something. All right, so the pregnancy by itself can lead to later problems such as pelvic pain, urine or stool leakage, or sagging or bulging pelvic structures known as pelvic organ prolapse. And the odds of these problems arise, numbers of babies you've delivered. We can look at other things as well.
Yeah, there's a key word there, may. It doesn't always cause permanent damage.
Okay, cool. I can grant you that, but still, pregnancy in itself does cause damage. Especially we're talking about like long, like we can check, here's the NIH actually. Let's do long-term effects of. Resolve delivery shortly thereafter. Women have developed complications are known to be at risk of developing similar complications for future pregnancies. Women had delivered prematurely are at risk of recurrent preterm labor. Blah, 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 blah. Recently, research has shown that pregnancy-specific complications continue to affect maternal health long after the end of pregnancy. It has become apparent that women with history of adverse pregnancy outcome are at risk of cardiovascular and metabolic diseases later in life. Increases links maternal, vascular, metabolic, and inflammatory complications of pregnancy with an increased risk of vascular disease and later in life. It has been reported that women who gave birth to very low birth weight babies experience combination complications had a several-fold increased risk of mortality from cardiovascular causes. Pregnancy stress rates. We can talk about like the mental, like we can talk about the like body, a woman that RIP down there, which is like super high, and then
That's just one of the things that could happen during pregnancy, but we've gone off.
cool. So why are we
topic.
disregarding that?
Because that's just imminent. That will
That's not.
happen.
No, it's not always imminent. No.
It's more than likely going to happen, but we've gone off topic.
What about C-sections? Women that have to go through C-sections.
Maybe that's not by choice.
Yes. Yeah. It's not by choice. I'm saying pregnancies have permanent damage on women's bodies, whether that's emotional or mental, or mental or physical.
Well, you shouldn't be aborting something if you physically or
What do you value about the fucking fetus? What do you value about the human being inside of the mother's womb? What do you value about
That
it?
is a life. That is a child.
So just a life. Just a life. The fact that it's just a life. So are you against death row mates?
Yes, massively.
You're against death row?
Massively.
Okay, so you don't think that we should have death row?
No.
Okay. So are you against pulling the plug on a brain dead patient?
Yes.
You're against pulling the plug on a brain dead patient?
Yes.
Are you
There's
vegan?
always a
For what?
chance. I'm not a
No,
vegan.
there's not. No, there's not a chance. What is brain death, bro?
Yeah, that is. You have completely changed.
What
topic.
is brain death? No, I'm asking you questions to
Brain
fucking
death
and
is when
figure
the
out what the
brain
fuck
is
you value
working.
about the fetus over the
There
fucking
is
woman's
medical
body.
Experiments active to try and reverse that
Reverse brain death?
or prevent it. There's both of them being researched.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. I think that we should be doing that, but that's not the question at hand. You're talking about something I'm not talking about. I'm asking you specifically about a brain dead patient.
Well, it's in the name. Their brain isn't working.
Yeah, cool. So what do you value about the fucking human? They're dead, okay? So like they like if okay, I'll give you another example, okay? I have two bodies. I take my body, take my head off and stick it onto a robotic body. Take my body and put a robotic head on it. Which one is me? Which one do you value more?
The body.
You value the body more than my brain being on top of a robot? Like me and my brain on top of a robot versus taking my like you disconnect my head and you stick it on top of a robotic body versus just taking my body and sticking a robotic head on top of it. Which one is better? Which one do you care more about?
The one with all the important organs, therefore the actual body, the torso, the
Oh
arms,
my
the legs,
God.
the liver, the kidney, the lungs, the heart.
Do you realize that not everybody has those when they're born, right?
Everybody
that would be-
has the organs. Otherwise
No, some people have to get rid of those organs because they don't fucking work. Like the gallbladder, not everybody's born with two fucking limbs. That doesn't mean that you're less of a human because you don't have the limbs or that your heart gives out and you have to be on some sort of things to do that. I would say that that's actually really fucking idiotic for you to say that you would pick the fucking my body over my brain and head that gives me value. So you value the body more than you value what gives me, like what makes me me?
your brain. Right, I'm going to say my opinions now, uninterrupted because of freedom of speech. Your brain, at the moment, has clearly been brainwashed by protests of absolute bullshit from Kamala Harris and Biden. abortion was illegalized for a reason.
Yeah, because of Trump and his fucking bullshit. You think that I'm gonna?
No,
You think
it's
I'm gonna
not
take
bullshit.
advice from you? Where the fuck do you even live in America?
No,
Okay, so shut the fuck
but
up.
my opinions are still valid.
No, they're not. You don't even live here.
Your opinion's not valid to me then.
I don't
Abortion
care.
is
I
wrong.
live in
That
this
is
fucking
full stop.
country. I live in this fucking country. I'm the one that reaps what fucking happens here. You don't. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. You don't have to live in this fucking country. I do.
Valid, but still, I can still have an opinion.
Yeah, cool. Have your fucking opinion, but don't bring up fucking that I'm brainwashed because of Kamala
You are
Harris.
brainwashed.
Yeah. What the fuck is Kamala Harris said any of my talking points? Because she hasn't. She just wants to. Like give back Roe v. Wade. That's it. That's all she said. That she thinks that's important. Congratulations. We agree. Before I held the same stance before Kamala Harris ran for fucking president. I'm not brainwashed by Kamala Harris. She's been running for like fucking months. I've been doing this fucking argument for a long time.
Your argument is wrong. Full stop.
Well, I could. Cool. Congratulations. Prove it's wrong.
You know what? There's no getting through to someone that's already brainwashed. Fuck you.
I'm- Okay, little boy. That was funny. Can we get some baby bottles in the chat for that man? Bro's big mad.
Hi,
What's
how
up?
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm from Australia.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 48.
Okay. Do you think that abortion is wrong?
It depends.
Okay. What does it depend on?
Only because if, what do you call it? If the baby is, little, what do they call it? Just a fetus and not forming anything as yet. And there's issues in the placenta where it will put the mother at risk of her life. I believe abortion is necessary.
Okay. So then you would be like pro-choice.
Sorry, what was that?
Then you would be pro-choice.
If the doctor recommended it, I would say if my life was at risk and the baby was only, really little, yeah, I would have to do that. But
That
if
would be
the
that would be
ba-
pro-choice.
Yeah.
There are lots of
That's
different
how-
pro-choice stances. You don't have to be extreme to be pro-choice. A lot of the pro-choice is the fact of just your right to choose. Like, it's not that you're pro-abortion, you're pro the choice in the case of these instances like we see in America where they've outlawed Roe v. Wade, where these women are dying left and right because they're denied healthcare access. You would be just pro-choice.
Yeah, definitely. Because at the end of the day, like if the baby was, past that week, however it works in Australia, because I know America is way different to us. In Australia, if it's actually been legalised in Australia, but at the same time, I feel that if someone gets pregnant and then, then decide, oh no, I don't want to have the baby now. It's just like, well, thought about using protection, if that's the
Yeah,
case.
I mean, they typically do. I mean, most people do. Because most people go into having SMECs, and the issue with that is the men don't want to wear protection. You think women don't want the men to wear protection?
Yeah, no, they definitely do. It's the men's responsibility as well.
Yeah.
But then a man doesn't have to. Yeah, this is what I found in Australia. A lot of
Contraception, contraception fails. Like, that's why we
Yeah.
have Plan B. Like, some people get pregnant through like going through all of the steps. That's why I'm saying that that's not like a fail safe always. Like,
No. I agree with you. I had to have an emergency cesarean with my daughter. She's 27 years old today. And I nearly died, and so did she.
wow.
So I had to have an emergency cesarean, so I didn't have a natural birth. And because of that, 5 years later, I fell pregnant again, and I was so wrapped. And
Were you
found out I was
terrified?
The first one, yes,
Were you-
I was.
Well, yeah. Well, the second time around.
Second
That's-
time I was worried it was going to happen again.
Yeah.
And because of the difficulty with my daughter, they decided to do an elective cesarean just to make sure that wasn't going to happen. And I'm glad that we did do it, because when my son came out, the cord was wrapped around his neck twice. So if I had him, you know, naturally, he probably wouldn't have made it.
Wow.
So I feel very lucky.
I'm
and
very
then
glad.
I found,
I'm very thankful that you and your son made it out. Absolutely.
yeah. But then I found out after having my second one that I should not have actually been able to have children. But as I look at it, I was very lucky to have 2 children, have a pigeon pair. So I'm very grateful that I was able to have what I had, and I had to make a decision before I had my son. I didn't want to put my body or the baby at risk, because they said if you fell pregnant again, that your body probably, 1, won't take it, and 2, you would miscarry a lot. And I didn't want to go through that. So I made the decision 2 was enough for me. And
Well,
I was just very grateful.
I appreciate you, and I'm super thankful that that you and your son made it, and that you're able to have like 2 children. That's amazing, and I'm thankful
Like
that you guys are alive and that you're healthy.
Well, my son's not alive anymore.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm really
He
sorry
passed
to hear
away.
that.
That's okay. He was 21 years old. He just passed away September last year.
That's horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's okay. But I don't have any regrets with my son. It's due to mental health and trauma is why he's not alive.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I don't have any regrets with my son whatsoever. And I can at least say that we always said, you know, we love each other, whatever. But I'm a strong mum, and
Sure are. Absolutely.
I look at people that are very, very lucky to have a child, and just to hold them so, so tightly.
Yeah.
They're precious, and yes, you're correct. They are alive. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if they've been born with a
I grant that. I
disability.
think that that's like definitely not the argument. I think that a lot of people think that like pro-choices are pro-abortion, and I think that that's not the point here. Is to me that I value the human being that is here and alive right now. That's the mother. I value the mother more over so than the fetus, and we can see that based off of stats what happens when we remove abortion as a choice. And
It can bugger you. It can really bugger up with your mind, and you are correct with what you're saying. So you've got my support on that. And I'm
I
from
appreciate it,
Australia, so
I appreciate you, Donna. Take it easy, okay?
you guys take it easy too. See you later.
See ya. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Fiona, for the roses. All right. Oop. All right. Yeah, W guest in the chat. Super strong mom. What's up, Michael? How old are you?
I am 30. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Do you think that abortion is wrong?
I wouldn't say wrong. Do you think it's right?
No.
Okay.
I don't
It's
know
not
what
that
right
black and
means.
white,
I would,
honestly.
yeah, I would say it's not a black and white situation. I would say it's like I don't know. I wouldn't say like, I wouldn't put a morality stance on it. Essentially, kind of where I stand is just, I would say it's more of an amoral decision. Like that, it's just important for the woman to be able to choose. I would say that forcing a woman to forcing a woman to go through pregnancy is wrong. Is immoral.
I would also say, though, we should definitely educate women on, because you have to make a whole series of decisions before you get impregnated, unless it's like, not a
I don't think it's
consensual
purely. I don't think it's.
situation,
Yeah, I don't
right?
think it's purely on the woman, right? I think this is kind of the huge
No.
talking point. Is
Yeah, I'm not
It's-
saying that.
okay.
Yeah, but like if you choose to have somebody, in your bed, you're doing an act. The act is for procreation, right?
No, I would never say that. So like if you're gonna claim like a purpose over our body has functions, it doesn't have purpose. We assign the purpose, right? So like the functions can be for several different things. Like we can use it for pleasure. Like you go into the risk of that, but some people, they go through all of the things to not get pregnant, and they still get pregnant because some women are more fertile out of the month than they are not fertile, so they're much more likely to get pregnant. But in that case, I still think that it's very important that a woman is allowed her bodily integrity, and that we talk about what is valued of the human life in the womb.
You said that tools, like body parts are tools. Is that what you said?
No, where they have functions and a purpose. Purpose implies a creator. Purpose, like when you assign purpose to something overall, like for example, like biologists would never say. Yeah, like
the purpose of my brain is to come up with thoughts, for example, or to do logic, or
I wouldn't say that. It has several functions. A brain has several functions. Right. Yes, exactly. So you gave me one function of your brain, but there's not a pure purpose of your brain. Somebody would maybe argue on the side of like if you have a purpose for your brain would be so that it connects to the rest of your organs and your body works. But I wouldn't say that. I would say there's several functions that you can use with your brain, but there's not an overall purpose. Purpose is subjective, and you apply that to yourself. But when you apply purpose to something, when you apply purpose, most people typically are talking about like a creator giving them, because otherwise you'd have to say like what gave it purpose. Because if it wasn't you, like if you're applying your subjective purpose onto everybody, I would say that's pretty fucked. Yeah.
Wait, so the purpose of my brain, like, so I guess you're right. You define your own purpose. Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say like my brain has a single purpose. I would say my brain has like several functions. My body has several functions. Like no purpose like implies a goal, right? And so like you have goals within your life, but your body and your biology doesn't have a singular purpose. That is like it just has functions.
Okay. So right. Okay. Cool. I gotta think about it for a minute. Like,
no, you're good, man.
Sure.
I think it's typically, we've been taught like, you have sex, you reproduce, and it's like, okay, well, I don't think that everybody should be a parent, so I don't think that should be an overall purpose for everybody. I bet you'd agree with me that you don't think that like Jeffrey Dahmer should have been a parent or Hitler should have been a parent. You know what I mean? Like these people. So we can't apply this purpose.
Maybe they would be better people if they were parents, but
because we look at their brains, right? Like we look at their brains and but
their brains could have changed. Like having a child changes your brain. Yeah.
Not in the same way.
For sure. So
like
though.
Not when you're like a psychopath.
Falling in love.
When you're a psychopath, no. You cannot change psychopathy. You can't change psychopathy. No. Okay. Having a child would not change your psychopathy. In fact, you would just fuck your child up, because we watch mothers off their children. We watch parents off their children for this exact same reason, because they're psychopathic.
Okay. But saying because they're psychopathic is kind of like jumping a lot of steps, because it could have been a lot of
Well, we're talking about psychopathic people, right? So we're talking about Hitler, and we're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. Those people are
We're
psychopaths.
getting off topic, for sure.
No, I don't think we're getting off topic.
Okay. We're talking about the purpose.
We're talking about parenting. Yeah.
Right. So, or like parenting, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, if you make mistakes are made and like extenuating circumstances, and absolutely, like, if there's a health emergency, do what you have to do to save lives, right? But at the same time, we shouldn't encourage, I guess, like unprotected sex. At least if you're not pulling out, what are you doing? Like,
I don't agree with that. I totally don't agree with like unprotected sex, especially for STDs. Like STDs are one of the highest risks for people having lots of problems. I would say I don't agree
exactly.
with. I don't agree with.
Like
I would say like. We look at porn stars. Okay, we can see that people can have like several sexual relationships and have sex all the time, and that doesn't like negatively impact them. Not to like an insane standard. I think that people think that it does.
No,
It's
you're
because
not
lots
to
of
an
people
insane
don't have.
standard. No,
Well,
because there's lots
well,
of
because-
support around those people too. Yeah, for sure.
Well, not only that, but we can see that some people don't have ties to sex whatsoever, so they don't care. They can have sex with several people. We look at like polyamorous
Right.
relationships, right? Like
But that might be a
everybody's
result of trauma, no? Like,
No.
no?
We've been told this non-binary like world that you are this and this, and if you fall out of that category, then you're not normal, and maybe something is wrong with you. But I disagree with you.
Well, no one's
I would-
normal. Like,
well,
we all
yeah,
want to be normal.
but what the criticism comes from is like when we talk about these relationships, like polyamory and stuff like that, where people
Mm-hmm.
can love several people at once. But we live in this non-binary world that's like, well, you should be with one person. And so,
Right.
like when you're a polyamorous person, you're typically against the norm. Therefore, something must be wrong with you, or you went through some type of trauma. But that's not the
No.
case.
No,
their brains are just wired
Right.
differently to where they are
True.
like they can love people. At a different capacity than other people. They're not made for monogamy. Lots of people are not made for monogamy, but they stay in monogamy and they end up cheating.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, probably many people are like that now.
I mean, like older generation swingers, right? Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's common. For sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to say, brother?
No, like I just you want to get a new guest? That's cool. I like debates, dude. That's it's cool that people like this is civil discourse and I like it. Learn shit.
Yeah, it's
So-
fun. Debates are fun. When
Yeah.
somebody's not obnoxious, yeah.
Not trying to be.
Yeah, you're not at all. You're super chill. Well, take it easy, Michael, okay?
Yeah, you too, man.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. I'll probably do one more and then hop off, everybody. So, let's see. Only request if you do think abortion is wrong. What's up, May? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 19,
What year were you born?
2005.
Mary, thank you so much for the good morning. Okay, do you think abortion is wrong?
I think that abortion is wrong under certain circumstances.
Okay, like?
Abortion is wrong if there was no reason, mothers do everything for their child, as we know. And people who have sex without knowing what the consequences are of a child shouldn't be having sex. Like, they should not be able to just abort a child for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Elective just means they didn't give a reason, doesn't mean that they didn't have a reason. Everybody has a reason. People don't just go out and, this is like a right-wing talking point that women are just having abortions left and right for no reason. It's absurd, and nobody would do that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just, what do you value from the fetus that's more important than the mother?
But no, okay. So it's God tells us that
God kills babies more than anybody. You know that? Do you know that?
That's not the case.
That is the case. I can give you literally 20 verses where God kills babies in the Bible.
Okay,
Do you like them?
sure.
Cool. Give me one second. All right, so we can talk about Genesis, we can go through Exodus, we can go through Deuteronomy, we can go through Joshua, we can go through Judges, we can go through 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 2 Chronicles, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Hosea. We could talk about the Amalekites in Samuel as well, where God literally commanded the fucking slaughtering of all of the infants and women and cattle. So God kills babies all the time. He actually doesn't give a fuck. And give me a verse where he says that abortion is immoral. Oh. Don't want to bring up God with me, y'all. Anyways. Alright, I might get on back later. If you don't follow me, you should follow me. I typically do the lesbian topic, but I wanted to do this because I debated somebody this morning and I got really angry, so then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do my own. But if you don't follow me, you should follow me. I do debates almost every day. I will be going into the hospital for 6 weeks, so you should Discord, fuck, I can't speak. You should follow my Discord because tomorrow morning I will be in the hospital for 6 weeks to deal with some health issues. And I don't know if I will be able to go live, so today's kind of my last day. I may be joining other people's live if I get the chance, so you definitely should follow me. My Discord is the link in my bio. Copy the link and then put it into Discord when you press the plus button to like join a server. You'll take that link, copy it, press the plus in the Discord app, and then you can join it through that way. Thank you, Evan. Thank you guys so much. But I will be posting on here and making sure that try and stay active since 6 weeks is a long time. But I will either be on Sam's Live, so if you don't follow Sam's Live, I don't know what it's going to look like, but I will be inpatient for 3 weeks, and I don't know what the leniency there is. So I'll let you know. I don't want to disturb people around me debating people. So, but I won't be home. I'll be stuck in the hospital. So. Small summary of lesbian stuff. I'm not American. What do you mean by small summary of lesbian stuff? Like I debate why is being lesbian wrong, if that's what you're asking. I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. But I'll be posting, and you should join the Discord because I'll be talking in there as well. What do you talk about? I debate people on... Okay, cool. But yeah, if you don't follow me, you should follow me. And hopefully within this next 6 weeks, I will be able to like hop in people's lives after, and then I'll be back. We'll see what the leniency is. I gotta go and then figure that out. It doesn't let you copy the Discord URL. It should. Actually, let me try. I'll try. But lots of people have done it. I know it's such an annoying thing. Let me try and do it real quick. You might. Well, I can't do it on here, but the Discord link is invalid. Really? Did you click it? Oh, it did say invalid link. Huh. Okay, I will fix that. That makes a lot of sense why people aren't joining. 1 second, y'all. I will... That makes a lot of sense. 1 second. I'm gonna do it right now while we're on the stream. Let me copy the link. And fix it. Let me see. Like Discord website. Well, you're supposed to copy the link, take the link, copy it, and then you have to go through Discord and copy the Discord link. Yeah, you can also write it down. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure that the link is right, because when I clicked on it, you can't like click on it, it doesn't do anything. You have to copy the link. But I want to make sure that it's... Where the fuck do I do this? Hold on. Threads, notifications, pin, messages. Hold on. Settings. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Trying to invite people. Okay, there we go. Let me edit this. Oh, I can't do it on here. I want to let me do it on here. Oh, I might have to go into settings. Are y'all, let me know if you did it and it worked, because I'm copying the... I might have to do it afterwards, and then I'll post. Has the invite expired? Hold on. Why wouldn't it let me change the link on TikTok? Yeah, even putting it in the Discord Plus area, it's still expired. Okay. Whenever I hop off here, I will put the link again, and then I'll post. But I'm just gonna copy the link right after I get off, and you can join that way. Thanks for telling me. Had no fucking clue. Nobody told me that. Okay. All right. I appreciate everybody. If you don't follow me, you should follow me. And I will put the Discord link, the not expired Discord link in the Discord in my link. You have to copy paste it. Anyways. Okay. Y'all take it easy. Okay. Bye.
The problem with some people, okay? You want to take things that people say, then you want to twist it and pervert it and take it out of context, and you're more worried about what somebody says than what somebody actually does. You just forget. I don't know how old you are. I know you're pretty young. So you just forget about all the prosperity and all of how we had safer cities, how we had a secure border, how everybody was prospering, how the military was strong. You just forget all of that. You guys are just so worried. You just want to find something to be offended at something somebody says. This culture, this politically correct, that every time somebody says something that somebody has to be offended by it, is absolutely absurd, and people are tired of that. People are sick and tired of this. It's like, man, when I grew up, guess what? I was surrounded by people of all different religions, all different cultures, all different races, right? And we laughed with each other. We joked with each other. We didn't get offended at everything that somebody said. We didn't accuse each other of being racist and sexist and all this other stuff.
Disappointing? Not really. It would depend on what was inside the magazine. I don't think Ivanka would do that inside the magazine, although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka were my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Oh, it's so weird.
You know who's one of the great beauties of the world, according to everybody?
How does that show that he said he would have sex with his daughter, or that the only thing he has in common with his daughter is sex?
Well, I wasn't done showing you the clip. This is like a overall clip of what he said about Ivanka, but
He said that his daughter is beautiful. Yes.
No, that's not. I'm not there yet. If you just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Listen, AG, I'm not really interested in going back over that. This is the same crap you guys have been perpetrating for a long time now. Obviously, the man loves his family. His daughter loves his family. Stop just trying to twist and pervert stuff. Stop looking for things just to be offended at. Okay? He says some crazy off-the-cuff stuff. Okay?
Yeah, so that's why we have racism in America. That's why we have hatred towards a lot of people.
No, it's not. First of all, AG, stop. The man is not racist. Stop it. The man literally just flipped. Complete minority communities voted for him in droves. So stop with the racist rhetoric. You guys are the ones that are playing identity politics. You guys are the ones that want to bring race into everything. You're so we raised a culture that is so sensitive. You can't even have conversations anymore. It's absolutely insane what we've come to. You're just looking for a reason to be offended.
I'm not looking for a reason to be offended, but like when we were talking about the highest position of power, we should hold these people accountable.
Really? So let me ask you a question. So when Kamala was calling him mustache man, calling us like the 1939 rally, calling us racist, calling us.
I thought you didn't care about those. I thought you said that you weren't too offended. Hold on, wait. Which one is it? Which one is it, Jason? Do you care or do you not care? Because so in one second.
You know what? I don't care.
1 second you can say that, but when we talk about racism,
stop. You're way too much in your emotions. I'm not offended. I really don't care. When they said all that stuff that they say, I see how
because it doesn't affect you. That's why you don't care. No. Because it doesn't affect you, Jason. You're a white teen man.
You know why?
You're at the top of the food chain, bro. It doesn't affect you. It affects me.
Stop getting all up in your emotions. Okay? I don't walk around thinking, oh, the liberals, they say I worship a magic sky daddy. They say I got all these phobias. They say I'm a hater. is I don't lose any sleep. I don't walk around looking or waiting for somebody to say something so I can be like, oh, I'm so offended. I really didn't care, to be honest with you. I already knew how they felt about us. It really didn't influence me one way or the other. I didn't lose any sleep over it. It didn't influence how I'm going to vote. They could say whatever they want to, because I understand when you know the truth, when you're secure in the truth, it doesn't matter if people disagree with you. You don't have to be.
Yeah, so here's the issue, Jason, is the disagreements turn into legislation. So that's why this is an issue, is it turns into legislation, and we watch that pass. We just watched that pass in Texas.
One piece of legislation that is racist.
That's not what I was speaking on. I was talking about myself.
I thought you said he was racist. You said the problem with it is that because it turns into legislation.
I was saying the things that he's saying, like I'm a woman and I'm a lesbian, so like the things that he says and the rhetoric that he pushes against like gay marriage and like against transgender individuals, those things personally affect me. His words against women personally affect me.
He's not against that. Nobody's trying.
Yes, he is 100% against it. There's literally interviews of him saying that he doesn't.
Okay, what did Donald Trump do to stop you from getting married in his first 4 years of office? What did he do? What legislation did he put in place that is preventing you from getting married?
I didn't say you passed any legislation. What I'm saying is that if you would let me finish a sentence, Jason, you're being disingenuous. It's really not fair.
I'm asking you a question and you just got called out.
Yeah, I didn't get to finish what I was saying. So if you'd let me finish. So what happens is you should know this, the president doesn't own everything, the Congress and the Senate does. So what happens is these people who push this agenda against the LGBTQ, then what happens is they then go and try and pass legislation through the state, which then like touches us and affects us. So it doesn't matter what Trump does, it's the fact that he openly talks against us, especially, your greatest talking point right now is, giving transgender individuals that are in prison, surgeries. Like, you talk about that all the time.
So show me what he's done. What did he say?
What are you talking about in specific?
You said that he's against your community. What did he say?
You want me to pull up the clip of him talking about it?
Yeah.
That he's against gay marriage?
Did he enact law? Did anybody enact law? Is it legal for you to get married right now? And is anybody even talking about that? Has not even come up in the last 8 months to a year. Nobody is trying to take that right away from you.
I never said that, dude. But I said that what happens is, did you listen to me, Jason? Did you listen to me?
So yes, I heard what you said. So you're creating a fear, you're fear mongering, you're creating a problem in your head that doesn't even exist.
No, because we can look at the statistics of the amount of people that are off in my community.
He's not trying to take away your right.
I didn't. Dude, I never said Trump specifically. What did I say? I said the president cannot do those things specifically. He can try and pass a bill or an act to stop that, but then it has to go through the Congress and the Senate. You know this. So what happens is the Congress and the Senate can stop those bills, but what I'm talking about is specifically bills in my state. So whenever...
Nobody's working on that.
Yes, they are. There is currently 600 LGBTQ legislation that is trying to be passed against transgender people. You're twisting all of my words in what I'm saying.
No equivalating.
I never said that. You said you're a part of every community.
Yeah, I don't think your community is going to be happy with you on that one. Now you've just associated your community with that. That's pretty messed up. Everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves respect. That's pretty sad. That's a pretty bad equivalency you just used. But anyway, yeah.